Hey, cool, peace. Gabe Sparks here, lovely to see you. Monday report, welcome back into my home studio. On Monday, this is the day that I jump onto my YouTube channel and I let you know what it's like to be an independent musician. What I did last week, what I'm planning to do this week, and let you know what it's like, really. So, cool, let's get on with it. So I'd like to say a big massive thank you to the crew, my Patreon crew on Patreon. Have a look at the link down below if you think it might be you. For you, lots of extra stuff goes on on the crew. Videos, demos, anything that I'm writing gets to the crew first. They get to hear it first. Live shows, discount codes, all that stuff. So it's all fantastic. So if you'd like to support me in that way, please have a look at the link down below. Come over, see if the crew's for you, and then maybe jump on board. Fantastic, cool. Okay, cool. So last week it was over there. Busy week, busy. It was school holidays, it still is, but last week was the first week of school holidays, so a lot of family time and time away from the studio, which, you know, happens, and that's fine, and that's what music's about, and that's what, you know, music equals life, but life goes on. But I had a lot of DIY work to do within the week and over the weekend, just gone, so that has a big impact in the studio. Trying to get the house moving again. We've done a lot of work on the house when we bought the house and my studio and all, and it's just going back and doing some more jobs now and just fitting them in when we can. But it was a big push to do some last week. We got a lot done, which was great, so that was good, but it impacts on the studio. Within the studio last week, what I did was, big thing that I did was I collated all of the Crooked Creation Sessions demos to date so far, what I've been working on. So I've got, you know, the paper office is not dead in this house. I do use Excel a lot, and I do have everything on there, and I have massive amounts of data that I collect and keep for myself because I'm a geek. But I do find when I'm doing a project, when I'm doing an album, I have to write it down. I've got to write it on paper, because when I'm tired at night, or when I'm going to bed, or when I'm thinking about the songs, it's so much easier to pick up a book or a piece of paper and to read it and to jot notes on it than it is to open a computer if it's closed down and to wait for it to load up and stuff like that. I do use my iPhone a lot to take notes and stuff like that, but I still am a writing type of chap. All my vocals or my lyrics are all handwritten. Before I put them on the computer when they're finished and finalised, they're all handwritten. So I collated all the songs, where they're up to, what needs to be going forward. I also pulled all those into all the demos that I've done so far, where they're up to, all of those into one file on my computer. Out of the door, bounce them down, put them all in one file so I can listen to them. That'll go on to iTunes or music or whatever it's called now on my phone, and then I'll start processing and listening and see where I am and what I like and what I don't like and where I need to go. But that's cool. I went live on Tuesday the 6th. That was great. Lovely to be out and playing, streaming live again, which was cool. Another show coming up this week. Got a bit of time for guitar practice, not as much as I want, obviously, because I'm doing a lot of stuff around the house, but a lot of that time was working on my online guitar rig, that I'm calling it, looking at wet dry wet rigs, testing those, and seeing whether it's for me. I'm going to keep an eye out for guitar songs and home studios. I'll do an episode or two or maybe three on how I'm working with wet dry rigs, especially for going streaming. But that's really interesting. So that was good. It allowed me a little bit more time on my pedal board, which my missus takes the mick out of me so much. She's like, it's a pedal board, and it's like, but it really is a massive part of the sound and the feel and confidence, really, for playing. When I step in front of that board, I want to know that everything that's going to work on it, and it's going to inspire me to play. Yeah, I just love plugging into an old amp, but I don't know. It's building that board so I can be inspired to play when I play either on a simulated amplifier, so I'm going online, or I'm playing a real amplifier if I'm playing in a room. But that's cool. So that's a lot of work on that. Sold a pedal, moved that on this week, which was good, because then it allows other things to be moving into the studio as well as moving out. But that's cool. So that was last week. Fantastic. Cool. Okay, cool. So the week ahead, it's still school holidays. So there's going to be more family time, more movies, more walks, more stuff like that. More DIY. There's still lots of DIY to do around the house, so my time in the studio will be restricted again. But that's the way it goes. What I'm using this time for is, as I said from last week, I've got everything in one place now, all the demos that I've done, all the songs. There are 14 songs, 11 of which are either completed demos or completed songs. So there's 3 more that are starting ideas, which I need a little bit of time on. But there's 11 songs that I need to listen to and evaluate and think about where I want them to go. Are they right? Are they not? Or whatever. So that's what I'm using the time for this week. I've got so much on my plate with family time and DIY and stuff like that, but I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to get in and record a lot. I'm not going to get in and be able to write a lot. So use the time wisely. That's the way I do it. There is one thing that I really do need to put some time into, and hopefully if I do get some time this week I can start doing that. Is I've got a collaboration that really needs to be finalized, but it just keeps on getting pushed down the pecking order, which is not the best, but that's what happens. But hopefully I'll get that done this week, or I'll plan it in for early next week, but that's cool. More work for Patreon crew. Cool. More videos, more content creating for those beautiful folk. More YouTube content, hopefully, if I can get I really need to Guitar Songs and Home Studios episode out. I've got a big list of which ones I need to do, but that's cool. More guitar practice. I think it's just going to be a fleeting 10 minutes, 15 minutes when I'm free. Walk in, pick the guitar up, play a certain technique, do a certain part that I'm trying to work on. But that'd be cool. If I get time, the pedal board, but I think that's going to be next week or the week after. It's just a drip feed on that one, trying to figure out what's going on, and I do need to think about what I'm doing with that. But that's cool. I'm not rushing that. I'm actually using an awful lot of old stuff that I've got, which is hanging around. Seeing, if I bought it before, something must have been right about it. So before I let it go, I'm trying to figure out, what did I buy that for, and what can I use it for now? And I'm actually finding that I can use some of the stuff that I bought before, but sort of fell out of love with. Trying to avoid, just buying for the sake of buying. Let's use recycle, upcycle what we've got. But if it doesn't work, move it on, and then create the funds to bring something else in, or create the space to bring something else in. But that's cool. Going live on Tuesday, tomorrow, the 13th, Tuesday the 13th, at 8:30 GMT, live on YouTube. So fantastic. Hope you come along. Okay, so that's this week coming up. It's going to be busy in the house, not so busy in the studio, but still working with the music, evaluating and getting further forward with that new album. Cool. All right, cool. So there you go. So that's Monday Report. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending time with me in my studio. I will see you again next week. So until then, I hope you have a great week. Stay safe. keep music front and centre. Until next time, I'll see you again soon.